I have ranked many things in RimWorld in the past, and now that we had Odyssey for like half a year or even more, it's time we look back on the year and we look at which were the top most popular mods according to Steam Workshop, and I'm going to be ranking those. They are of course all amazing mods. There'll be links in the description, so you should all check them out. And well, this is always slightly subjective because they're all amazing mods, and it's hard to put some of them into S and then some you have to put into F. It's just how it is. But for the sake of this ranking, let's get to it. First on the list, we have Allies Are Helpful. This mod basically does what it says it's gonna do. It makes allies actually useful. When they come and visit your colony and you've just been fighting a bunch of centipedes, a bunch of your colonies are lying on the ground wounded, and they're just gonna, you know, the visitors just gonna pass around and look at you and like, hey, can we trade? No, we can't trade, we're all bleeding out. No longer. They will actually go, they will patch up your colonists, they will bring them to beds, basically rescue them so they're not gonna be lying around. And I feel like that makes it a really amazing mod. It makes, I guess, the game slightly easier, but not really, you know, it just makes them be more humane, makes them human beings, and I think for like the whole storytelling and role-playing perspective, all that makes it great, and I'll put it up here into the A tier. Then we have Replace Stuff Continued. Basically, this is a continuation of a, well, long-standing mod that basically allows you to just place blueprints or already place blueprints, or not blueprints, something that you already built before, and just replace it with other stuff, and that makes it amazing. It's one of those mods that I have been using for years and years and years, and it's always been on the top, so it deserves to be on the top. I'm gonna put it up here into S tier. Then we have Glitter Tech Expansion. This is basically a DLC worth of new features and stuff for basically endgame, and I personally always love building like glitter tech places, you know, colonies and such, always trying to go high tech and all that. That was my favorite thing in RimWorld, and I guess it still is, and this just fits in so well. It adds new weapons, new enemies, new everything. Basically you can craft, you can build, you can do it's really awesome, you know. Always when there's endgame research, it always makes it better. And I am pretty sure I'm going to be building my next playthrough based on this one. So, you know, after my current one ends, we're going there. Anyway, S tier for sure. Then we have Launch Site Expire. This is a very simple mod. Basically, if you've been playing with your graph ships, whenever you lift up, it's gonna leave a crater behind and the place is gonna be ruined. You won't be able to visit it. And if you do that a lot, there's gonna be a lot of craters all across the map. This basically, after a while, it's gonna remove the crater, and I don't think it's a huge game changer in the grand scheme of things. I don't think it's that big of a deal. Maybe for some people it's just there for aesthetic purposes. For me, it's not that amazing. We're gonna put it down here into C tier. Then next we have Vans Retexture for Hemogen Vials. Basically this takes the Hemogen packs and turns them into more medieval looking vials. If you have the Sanguiphage mod from the the Vanilla Races or whatever expanded it is, that thing also includes some new Hemogen things, and it retextures those as well. Basically, if you're playing a more like a medieval playthrough, this would fit well. To me, like the base game Hemogen packs work better for like glitter tech stuff or, you know, high tech stuff, but for medieval it's pretty cool. We're gonna put it out here into C tier. Then next we have Use This Instead. This doesn't actually add anything to your game. This basically looks and scans your mods, and then it tells you, hey, maybe you should go and like this broken mod, just replace it with the other mod that now works better. You know, just basically scans and finds replacements for the mods that might be outdated, broken, damaged, whatever. Now, I personally prefer to use launchers like RimSword or something like that. RimPie used to be a big thing in the past, and I feel like those will tell you all you need to know. But this might be for people who don't use that many mods, or, you know, you just don't want to use launchers, specific stuff. Yeah, for those people this might be good. I do prefer RimSword type of launcher, so I'm gonna put it down here into C tier. Next then we have Useful Marks. Basically this you can assign to your colonists like little marks next to their names that will at a glance show you what they're good at. So you can give them, let's say, like a little swordy icon if they're melee guys, or a gun if they're ranged, or something like that. You know, you can make them that they are your best artist, or best medic, or best constructor. You know, you can give them these badges, or marks as they're called here, so you can at a glance see who is what. This might be very useful if you're running like really big colonies. What I also really like is when raiders show up, you can actually see, oh, this guy's a melee guy by just looking at his name. You know, usually, well, they are carrying a sword, so that will tell you they're a melee guy, but you know, also by just looking at their name. And let's say they pop some drugs, there's gonna be an icon for that next to them as well. Hey, they pop drugs. Anyway, this is a really useful little mod, and I really actually like it, so I'm gonna put it up here into A tier. Next, then we have Trains of the Rim. This is a huge mod that basically allows you to build vast trains across the whole world, so you can lay down railroads and such, and then move a lot of stuff between one place to another. You know, if you're gonna go sell or trade, or you know, travel somewhere, whatever, you can do that. In my opinion, this is useful and good if you're playing like maybe slightly lower tech stuff, you know, maybe industrial such. Because let's be real, now that we have our own shuttles and graph ships and all that stuff, I feel like those are much better options. But then again, there's been a huge amount of work put into Trains on the Rim, and they do deserve to be up here because they are cool. A lot of people love playing with trains. I still feel like, yeah, they're better suited just for low-tech stuff, and, well, not low-tech, mid-tech stuff, let's say. But when you get to high-tech, I feel like shuttles are always better. So I'm gonna put this in the middle, so we're gonna go into B. Then next we have Simple Cape and Hood Retexture. Basically a small mod, just retextures those two things, and basically it makes it look like a bunch of hobbits came to visit your place. And I have to say, I really like the way they look. I feel like they look much better because, let's be real, vanilla hoods just look awful. And this makes it look better. Vanilla cloaks or whatever they are, they're fine. Or the capes, they do look fine, but this one makes them look even better. Small mod, but it adds a lot of character, I guess. I'm gonna put it in the middle, B tier for me. Then we have more ritual seats. This basically adds a bunch of new seating and standing options for, well, your churches and temples and such. Personally, I don't really see the need for much of that. Yes, variety is always good, furniture, all that stuff. I had always a bunch of mods that add more furniture and cool looking furniture, all that stuff. It's just, I don't know. If I have to put one out of all of these into F tier, I feel like I'm gonna go with the church related stuff, ideology related stuff, because personally that's my least favorite part of, well, maybe anomalies. Anyway, yeah, doesn't add that much for me. I'm sure for a lot of people it adds a lot, but for me, F tier. Then next we have Dark Ages, Beasts and Monsters. Basically this adds a lot of like medieval fantasy inspired beasties to your RimWorld that fit perfectly in. Like they look amazing. All of them drop their own like special resources, so if you want to hunt them for that, it's cool. If you want to tame them for that, it's cool. It adds a lot of flavor, and since it's like more medieval fantasy inspired, it adds even more if you add them to like a more medieval world where, you know, you have to hunt them down with bows and arrows, not, you know, your hyper explosive guns or something like that. Anyway, in both regards, it's actually a really cool mod. I like the beasties. We're gonna put it up here into A tier. The next we have Gene Ripper. Basically, if you want to steal a bunch of genes from a certain pawn at the cost of their life, now you can do it. You know, just kill people, get their good genes, insert the said good genes into your own people. Easy money, right? That's RimWorld for you. It's really useful if you want to like build your own super soldiers. with like select genes. It's really good, and that makes it decently easy to get genes if you get raided by some like very strong factions or very strong people. So yeah, it's very useful for that. I still feel like it's like maybe like in the middle here, so I'm gonna put it out here into B tier. Then next we have World Tech Level. I've been talking a lot about like medieval RimWorld style, and yeah, this one allows you to make it like that. In the past, over the years, there's been a lot of mods like this. None of them I feel like worked perfectly ever. Like I remember, like even in like alpha 14, 15, 17, 18, when I was trying to do these like medieval things, never really worked that well, did it? There's always some mechanoid slipping through the cracks or something like that. In any case, this one does it really well, and it's amazing if you want to play, let's say, on Neolithic level and you want the whole world to be on Neolithic level. It's gonna disable everything above that. And there's some, like, you know, progression mods that allow you to unlock new stuff and unlock the whole stuff. Yeah, it's awesome, and I feel like it deserves to be up here in the A tier. The next we have I Will Be Back. So Arnold has arrived. And basically this mod is a very simple mod. Like when your colonists get kidnapped, a lot of the time they're just gonna bleed out off the screen. You'll never hear of them again. You know, maybe every so often they're gonna call you, hey, you know, you can pay the ransom, come get them, and that's it, right? But with this one, they can actually break out and come back, and there's like variety of options or different options here, and it just, I feel like for storytelling purposes, which is what RimWorld kind of is, you know, the storytelling game, it's just so good. Like to me, this is just so good. It offers so much potential for, you know, really awesome and cool redemption arcs and stories and such. So for me, I'm gonna actually be putting this up here in the S tier. The next we have SFF, better exploration loot, and there was something flying. Go away. Sorry. Basically, this adds, well, as it says, better loot to the places you explore. Like a lot of like ancient sites that you're gonna be exploring, they're just gonna have the same boring loot, not really gonna give you much. But this one, you know, kind of beefs up the whole process. It kind of works with the risk reward, because usually for all these places you visit, there's just risk. There is little reward. So this one actually beefs it up, and of course with Odyssey, that allows you to travel so much more. Also, Odyssey t-shirt, you can't even read it because it's flipped. My camera's flipped. Anyway, this actually makes it really good, really useful mod. But if you're playing a playthrough where you're not actually going to be visiting any places and trying to steal stuff from them, maybe for those playthroughs it's not that good. I'm gonna put it in the middle of the pack, B tier. Then we have SZB Neat Storage. Basically adds a ton of new furniture that looks really neat and also stores all the resources very neatly. There's not much else to say. If you want the way it looks, or I should say if you like the way it looks, then it's gonna fit your playthroughs perfectly. It also stacks a lot of stuff, and yeah, it does look all like neatly, precisely stacked. It looks cool. I still feel like it's like in the middle over there, even though I personally do like this storage mod. There's always been lots of storage mods, and this one, yeah, is really neat. B tier. Then we have Quality Colors Continued. I've been using this mod or previous versions of it for years and years. Basically just adds color coding to the quality of everything that's been crafted, you know, from armor to basic furniture like beds and such. It just, well, if it's excellent, it's blue. It's if it's legendary, it's like yellowy orange thing. I don't know. I'm colorblind. I don't see colors that well, but to me, it still works. You know, it's like playing World of Warcraft, and you know, you see that shiny purple drop, and you're like, hell yeah. Although, well, you know, purples haven't really been that rare for a long time. Anyway, I digress. Still, this is an amazing mod. I use it a lot. You should use it as well. A tier. Then we have Rustic Meal Retexture. Basically retextures all the meals to look more rustic. Again, perfect for your medieval playthroughs. I feel like this is kind of giving the vibe that in the top 20 mods for the last year on Steam Workshop, there's a lot of them that make medieval playthroughs more medieval or more doable. Looks like people do like more medieval stuff, I guess. They should also go check out Dwarf Fortress if you haven't yet. You know, I have 2 recent series. Anyway, I personally prefer the look of original meals. So if I'm not playing with medieval stuff, I will use those, you know, original meals. And maybe just for medieval I would use these, but you know, not that amazing to me personally. I'm gonna put it out here into C tier. Then we have Who Shot My Leg Off? Very fun mod. Basically allows you to check your pawns for injuries and hover over their injuries, and it will tell you when it happened and how it happened. So let's say somebody's missing a finger, it's gonna say 1 year ago, I don't know, boom rat exploded and it burned off his finger or something like that. And you're like, okay, I remember that event, I remember when that happened. It's like, for storytelling, again, it's really cool, really useful, it's a fun mod, I like it. I'm gonna put it up here into A tier. Last but not the least, we have visual XML patches. Now, this one might not be the easiest to use for most of us playing RimWorld, but basically what it does is it kind of allows you to check which of the mods and patches and all that stuff you have is causing you issues, and then, you know, that allows you to manually go and fix that. Now, again, not the easiest thing to use. To be honest, more people should just use stuff like launchers like RimSort and such that will automatically sort stuff for them, because they are really good at that at this point. But you know, if you're somebody that likes to look more into the background of how things work and you trust yourself more than the machines, probably playing medieval stuff then, right? You can definitely use the visual XML patches. And you know, for that it's really useful mod if you know what you're looking for, and I'm sure it's you know, it wouldn't be that hard for you to learn, especially because there's a, you know, comment section on Steam Workshop. And besides, making this the top, basically the most popular ranked mod, I guess a lot of people know how to use it, right? So I'm gonna put it out here in the B tier. A lot of people are never gonna even look at this. A lot of people are gonna look at this, so somewhere in the middle. Anyway, that's my ranking. Let me know what you think about it. What would you put into S tier? What would you put into F tier? Which mods do you think deserve to be here that you've been using for the last year or for the previous years as well and have been updated to 1.6? Let me know, but for now, thank you for watching. See you next time.